Well, it only took like 3 months, but Johnston and McClellan finally have a legitimate battle. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, good news returns, at least of sorts, to the Union this week. Had a little bit of bad news last week.
Yeah.
This week, get some better news.
So we're
better news.
back on track maybe a little bit with, we had such a long streak of victories and just kind of dominating, and we got punched in the mouth back a little bit, but we're coming the corner then.
Come back, we'll turn the corner, come back a little bit better now. So, beginning of this week, on the 30th of May, Confederate forces are going to abandon Corinth, Mississippi. Siege of Corinth is over. Yeah, we got the big stronghold there, Mississippi. We got it. It's ours.
Yeah, so the thing worked. They did the thing and it worked, and now we have Mississippi.
It is a little embarrassing, though, because remember last week those reports of Grant heard from his railway men that the Confederates were pulling out. And Grant went to Halleck and said the Confederates are pulling out. And Halleck goes, no, they're not pulling out, because every time a train comes in, they cheer. So they're clearly getting reinforcements.
Yeah.
It turned out that Grant's railway men were right.
They were
pulling out.
The scouts that you went to go learn the information from were right, and not some other dude's conjecture.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird how that works, isn't it? By the 30th, Johnny, the evacuation was complete, and the Confederate forces under Beauregard were safe in Tupelo. Halleck embarrassingly had his forces cautiously enter the rail and road center on the outskirts of Corinth in the afternoon of the 30th, where they realized, the Confederates are actually gone. And, their breastworks, where the Confederate army was supposed to be with all the cannons, those cannons were wood logs. Painted black.
So the North had some folks creeping around. We're going to sneak attack them. We're going to get them. And they turn the corner, and it's
just an abandoned fort with a bunch of trees.
Like a stick with a rag on it behind a cannon or whatever to make it look like a soldier.
Like a person. Yeah, that's 100% accurate.
We win!
Yay, we win!
Did they go and what's they drill a hole in the cannon? What's that called? To disable it? No,
spike. Did they spike the?
Did they spike all of the wooden?
They did.
Just in case.
Just in case they spiked all those wooden cannons. Confederates got most usable material out of Corinth, Mississippi. Although
that's the downside.
Yeah, although this was a successful campaign, it does feel a little bit lackluster here because it feels a lot like McClellan's. Yeah, it's like. It's headlines, but it's McClellan's Yorktown. It's like you had the perfect opportunity to destroy this entire army, and you didn't.
And take stuff. The important bit here, we got rid of the army, whatever. They surrendered, went away, whatever, surrendered, or whatever you want to call it. But we didn't get anything out of it.
Well, we got Corinth, but we didn't get the army.
No, but equipment wise.
Nothing.
Which
of substantial note
if we're able to get equipment every time we do something like this, they're gonna be out real soon. They're already low.
Soon, yep. Out east in Virginia, Johnny, Stonewall Jackson is pulling back from Front Royal as it becomes clear to him that he is about ready to be proper fucked by all the armies moving in on him.
Yeah. So he got the memo. He was like, all right, I'll
time to pull out.
Back.
Yeah, way outnumbered. I've got 3 armies against my 1. Yeah,
he's good, isn't he? He's.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna get away unscathed here.
On
the 31st, Johnny, Traitor President Davis finally gets his wish with Joseph Johnston attacking McClellan at the Battle of Seven Pines.
Oh no, McClellan, is he okay?
Fucking McClellan. McClellan had very stupidly split his forces on the Chickahominy River, where he put 3 corps on the northeast side of the river, and allegedly that was to enable him to hook up with McDowell, who, wasn't coming anymore because he was out there trying to deal with Stonewall Jackson.
Right.
Because...
Yeah, he was carrying away the big bad wolf.
McClellan, you didn't do anything for the last 3 months, which gave Stonewall time to just, be an asshole in the back of the line.
Yeah. But McClellan's forces engaged.
Yes, they do engage. Seeing that only 2 corps here were on the south side of the river, Johnston sought to exploit the advantage by attacking the corps of Erasmuskes and SP Heitzmann. So we got the Germans on our side. They're going to be attacked at 7 Pines east of Richmond. The result here could have been disastrous, but it turned out that there was a series of Confederate failures to coordinate troop movements and to move on time, so the battle didn't start until 1 p.m., and then never really got coordinated the right way. So the Confederates had a lot of troops that weren't engaging. So their number advantage kind of got dissolved.
A training and communication issue, both, I would imagine, because it's hard to communicate and to get orders directed down. But if you don't have the proper training of how to do that and how to disseminate that information, and then all the troops knowing what to do, then that's useless, right?
That's exactly what happens. And even some of the critical units failed to get into the fight in entirety. Like there were like divisions
just hanging out.
Didn't even just like, we were fighting.
Did you guys get the smoke signal? No, I didn't see it, so I don't know. And then nothing. They're just chilling. I'd want to be on one of those regiments. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And maybe they were just like,
not gonna do it
today.
Confederates were able to push some of the Union forces, but Johnston himself is going to be critically wounded, leaving command to G.W. Smith. That only lasted for a few hours until turning command over to Granny Lee. Johnny, remember Granny Lee from the Western Virginia campaign where he ran away? Well, he's been operating over these last couple of weeks with Trader President Davis as a advisor to Trader President Davis. Well, now that Johnston's been injured,
he was advising Trader President Davis and has not yet ended this war by telling him to just run away and abandon his ideas.
True. So Granny Lee's going to take over command. McClellan is going to be able to successfully get Edwin Sumner's corps across the river and blunt the Confederate assault, although this isn't actually McClellan's doing, as Sumner heard the shots from across the river and said, all right, time to go there, and moved his entire corps without any orders from anybody. He's just like, I'm going to take the initiative
on account of him knowing that,
I'm going to go on that
it's a bit of battle. My leadership is non-existent. They're not going to tell me to go do this, but here's an opportunity to maybe win this battle, end this battle, to do something.
At the end of the 31st, it is a loss of life with nothing gained by either side. So, mission accomplished so far. But the battle's not over, Johnny, because on June 1st, the Battle of 7 Pines is going to be concluded. Confederates would again attempt to dislodge the now 3 Union corps on the south side of the river when Longstreet is going to attack but be completely repulsed.
So, nothing again. Right?
Again, nothing again. Lee would be appointed full command of the battlefield, and by mid-afternoon, he does what Granny Lee does best, and is going to withdraw back to his original positions. Bye. Casualty report, Johnny.
Oh, Jesus.
Of the 34,000 Union engaged.
So hold on. All right. Okay, go ahead. Of the how many troops?
Of the 34,000 Union engaged, 790 are going to be killed, 3,594 wounded, 1,047 captured or missing. To the Confederates, 39,000 engaged, 980 are going to be killed, 4,749 wounded, 405 captured or missing. So this is very much a pretty even battle on both sides.
No!
Well, but we won. Yeah, we had less killed. We had less wounded. Yeah.
Let's chalk it up.
It's a win. Well, and we stayed in our original position, so yeah, kind of a win. This battle is going to be summed up by a letter from Trader President Davis, where he's going to state, and I quote, "On Saturday we had a severe battle and suffered severely in attacking the enemy's entrenchments, of which our generals were poorly informed. Unaccountable delays in bringing some of our troops into action prevented us from getting a decisive victory on Saturday. The opportunity being lost, we must try to find another way." Even he recognizes, we fought and lost a lot of lives and
nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
We're just wasting taxpayer money on those letters home.
Sure are. Now, don't feel bad about Davis here, though, because McClellan, who had half his forces not engaged, Johnny, half his forces not engaged, could have easily taken the time to take Richmond. Like, he could have taken those guys on the north side of the river and went, Richmond's ours, because Johnston's entire forces were attacking here. Take Richmond. Take the capital.
Do you want to know what,
Capital's
though, Tommy?
Wide open.
I'm not mad at McClellan anymore.
He didn't do that. You know what else he didn't do? He didn't go, all right, half my forces aren't engaged. Maybe I'll swing around back and capture Lee. Also didn't do that. He just kept his corps with himself on the north side of the river safely and went,
I'm not mad at him anymore. It's not his fault.
it's Lincoln's fault. I know.
He has shown who he is time and time again.
I know.
Herr Dictator, please do something about this, man.
Yeah, I know, Johnny. Out in western Virginia, Jackson is moving south as quickly as he can to split the Union armies in pursuit of him around Strasburg. He's doing his best to not get surrounded and captured. On the 2nd, Jackson has somehow got his whole force to safety with only a few skirmishes and is now on the run south. So he's now evaded being completely cut off. So, fucking Jackson, man. I can't. I mean, I don't like the guy because he's a dirty little rebel, but I guess I have to give him a little modicum of respect because
he's good at what he does. I mean, he is.
I would not. Last week, I would not have called him getting away.
No, with the way things were set up, there was not a chance he was getting away.
Yeah, well, he did it. He got
because
away.
of who? McClellan?
McClellan being a piece of crap and not doing. Yeah,
he could have done that. He could have.
Meanwhile, the Army of the Potomac, McClellan's army, and the newly named Army of Northern Virginia, which is now under command of Granny Lee, is resting up after kicking the crap out of each other in what was largely just a battle over nothing because nothing changed and they just got bloodied up and okay.
Yeah, and now licking their wounds and trying to recoup.
I do have to point out that the Battle of 7 Points is the largest battle up in the East up to this point, and only second in total number of casualties to Shiloh, Tennessee.
Holy moly!
We are now at the second bloodiest battle of the war. Only next to Shiloh, which was the most bloodiest.
Quick request: maybe let this be the record. Maybe just stop.
Everything else.
Stop breaking it.
Well, I hope so, Johnny, but I don't know. We'll see.
Can we just cut it out?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. On the 3rd, more good news for the North, Johnny. With the fall of Corinth, it split the Memphis and Charleston railroads, rendering Northern's outposts of the Confederacies on the Mississippi stranded. So basically any fort or any garrison that they had north on the Mississippi, now that Corinth has fallen, completely and totally cut off of any
no
kind of supplies.
Access to it. Okay.
As such...
That's something, though, right?
That's something. As such, starting on the 3rd, Confederates would abandon Fort Pillow, taking what guns and cannons they could carry. This leaves only a small Confederate flotilla to defend all of Memphis, Tennessee. So there are now no more forts, no more substantial Confederate forces. Memphis looks like it's going to be the next prime target to be taken over.
So what you're telling me is next week you're going to be like, oh, we took Tennessee.
Probably, yeah. And out in South Carolina, there was a small skirmish at James Island as Union forces prepared to move on Charleston, South Carolina. Another big center in the South. On the 4th, Confederates are going to complete their evacuation of Fort Pillow, while U.S. General Pope, would probe Beauregard's forces in South Corinth. Pope is the guy who, took Farmersburg and then had to give it back and took it again and had to give it back and took it again and had to give it back.
Yeah, a lot of back and a lot of
because
he did something,
fucking
but then
Halleck
turned it
because Halleck was like, no, give it back.
Did it again and then turned it into nothing again.
Outside of Richmond, you can see fires ablazing for miles as tons of cotton is going to be burned by civilians as Richmond.
Civilians?
At Richmond, these civilians are burning their own cotton fields because they're afraid they're going to fall into Union hands, and so instead of giving them to Union hands where they can in turn sell them for profit, they're just going to burn them.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot yourself in the foot.
The only option that you have for cash, you're burning up right now. Although to be fair,
what good
you
are
got
your
blockaded, so good luck
anyway?
getting that out of here. Yeah, good luck.
What are you gonna do? Sell it for $1 million Confederate bucks? Useless.
But Johnny, honestly, it probably wouldn't have been captured because McClellan still doesn't do anything. He sits here. It's now the 5th of June, and he's doing absolutely fucking nothing.
I wish I could stop being mad and surprised about that.
Yeah, you
but
should
he's
be.
shown.
But
when somebody tells you who they are, believe them the first time. Like,
yeah, now when they've told you who they are for the last 6 months,
yeah, like, what are you doing here? Like, just friggin' fire him, Lincoln. Replace him. Do your job as commander-in-chief.
Speaking of Lincoln, Johnny, what he is going to do on the very final note that I have for this week is he's going to appoint diplomats. He's going to appoint diplomats to Haiti and Liberia, the first non-white nations to be recognized by the U.S. ever. So,
for why?
Diplomatic reasons. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe McClellan will be fired next week. Who knows? We'll have to stay tuned. We'll see next week what happens.
Tommy, you'll see next week what's going to happen. I got big news.
Why is that, Johnny?
I got big news.
You got big news? Yeah.
While you are sitting there giving little ordinances, telling people about their weapons, guess what I found, Tommy?
Well, that looks like gold, Johnny.
I did it. Tommy.
You finally found some gold. Oh! Well,
and there's plenty more where that came from. So guess what? I'm out of here, Tommy. Sorry.
Well,
I am going to take this down to the gold smelter, turn it into one big old fat bar, sell it for, I don't know, 100,000 US dollars, none of them Confederate bucks, and I'm gonna retire. So it's been fun. I assume this war is ending in a week or two anyway.
Yeah.
Congratulations on whatever success you think you got out of this, and cheers.
Johnny, hats off to you. Cheers to you. Stay tuned next week where I guess I will report directly to you, the people. Sans, so long, idiots, I guess, is what Johnny's saying. So, Prospector Johnny, good luck to you in the future. We'll see how that pans out for you. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of random weird things like 10-cent beer night for the Cleveland Indians that resulted in a massive riot, and why John Adams was kind of a dick.